Hello everyone,
Hi.
It is January 21st. It is officially Aquarius season.
Woo!
And we are feeling absolutely gorgeous today.
We
We're feeling
are.
absolutely refreshed and revitalized. Can you believe that we have a snow day in Baltimore today?
It is ridiculous. Like the snow, it's still snowing right now. It's just,
Like we got the alert at like 7 o'clock this morning saying we do not have school and there was no snow to be found. And then all of a sudden it started pouring snow and it hasn't stopped since this morning.
yeah. It was. We got off because of anticipated
Snow.
Anticipated.
That's like you go to the hospital because you anticipate getting bitch slapped. Anyway, but that's neither here nor there. We came to talk about resolutions. Not necessarily for the new year because everyone has a New Year's resolution, but we want to talk about resolutions for this incoming semester. And coming from last semester, things were definitely coming to fruition. Like we were kind of like dipping and dabbling where we wanted, specifically for us because we're talking from a painter's and art student's perspective, so that's where we're coming from. Like things were not necessarily like revitalized and refined sophomore year and things and in that sort of time frame, but things are slowly starting to be built together. She finished one of her triptychs and it was literally the cream of the, like, it really like ended the semester really nicely. I finished several pieces that were really, like, we finally discovered the level of quality that needed to be there. Like, we were working hard, obviously, but we just never saw what we really, really wanted until the end of the semester. And now, the start of the new semester is really giving us an opportunity to really finish what we started.
Exactly, and I think, and just like, we want a body of work by senior year, because all seniors at MICA, we all get a show. And it's just a great way to just show people like how hard you've been working and just talent. I mean, we're all artists, so I mean, we all have egos. So, you know, that's where you flaunt them.
And definitely to not necessarily start making a body of work when your senior year starts. You should already, for me personally, I feel like I should already have something to work with by the time I get there. So when people look at me and see what I do, I already have like, well, I already have a portfolio of stuff that is of the quality that I feel that it should be. Like, I don't feel comfortable showing my portfolio to someone where it's definitely not the best representation of me.
Exactly.
And you should always, well, I feel this way, I'm only speaking for myself, but I always feel that I should put my best foot forward and not necessarily give something or present something that's lackluster.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree on that. So, what are we going to do differently this semester?
Less bullshit, that's what we're going to do this semester.
Yeah, we had a lot of personal drama that came up towards the end of the last semester, and we're just going to try to stay in our lane this semester and just kind of focus on ourselves and kind of throw less shade.
Because at the end of the day we sort of came to the conclusion that you can't necessarily, if someone is not necessarily operating in a way that isn't necessarily the way you operate, not what's the best way to describe this, but like if someone is kind of,
I mean, like, it's kind of like a two-way street. Like, they're playing the fact that you don't know them, and you're basically like, well, you don't know me either. So the best resolution for this is just to mind your own business.
at the end of the day, because it was just at the end of the semester we just got into a little, not scuffle, but just like a little confrontation. It was a heated discussion with an individual who was feeling some type of way, and at the end of the day, it was neither here nor there. There would be no benefit cussing this person out. There would be no benefit being in a physical altercation with this person. There would be no benefit because it's absolutely, at the end of the day, it's just not worth it. You need to know when to pick your battles, and this was not one of those things that was worth it at all, because at the end of the day, you know the situations where if you actually did act on impulse, it would just make you look bad at the end of the day, regardless of where you two were standing and how people felt about the situation.
It's just not worth it.
It's just not worth it. So at the end of the day, cut your friend circles, so really separate the friends from the associates, really know who they are. Don't necessarily say everything to everyone, because not everybody necessarily has your best interests at heart, and who knows who says what and who's going to say what to whom. and just keep working. I mean, and at the end of the day, when you know full well you have less things externally, I guess, circulating about that could possibly defer you from what you need to do, you are more at peace. You have less things on your mind. And we don't need those extra things on our mind because we have more important things to worry about.
Exactly. We're not paying $50,000 to worry about someone else.
No, it's Micah, not a soap opera, so.
Exactly. Not everyone is your best friend.
No, not everyone is going to be your best friend. Not everybody's going to want to deal with you. That's another thing. Because sometimes you kind of get, at least for me, I know like sometimes I'll get like mildly pressed if I kind of get brushed off by somebody. And like I won't even give them the opportunity to just even mess with me that way anymore. I'm just like, I used to kind of just be so pressed about it. I'm just like, well, what did I do? And at the end of the day, you missed out. It's not my problem. It's not what you think of me is not my business.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, if you're a secure person and you know that you're a good person, I'm like, no matter what anyone else says about you, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, exactly. You keep it pushing. You have people that appreciate you and people that really want to be in your presence. And at the end of the day, if somebody really wants to be in your presence, they will make the effort to be in your presence.
They will, girl.
They will, girl, because look at us. Look at this. Look at this. Like, I'm just so gorgeous today. Like,
our faces are glowing.
and we haven't gone anywhere today. I'm just like... It's just, I'm trying to get back in the mood of just like getting in a routine, so I kind of just like put on clothes, and even though I'm not going anywhere, just because like you know how you do when you're at home, you know you're not going anywhere for a long
time. So you just kind of like don't wear makeup.
You don't wear makeup.
All like
you don't really do your hair as much. You kind of just stay in them sweatpants. You eat them Ruffles, Doritos, and you just sit there and watch Law and Order SVU. I love me some Law and Order SVU.
Oh my god, I love Law and Order.
There's so many episodes. You can sit there and watch a new one, and you. Oh my god. Oh my god. My mom and I love watching SVU.
Girl, it's a great show to just kind of watch.
Yeah, because like, and then you can't like you want to go leave and go get something like when the new episode starts, and then you go like shit, I can't miss the beginning because then
that ruins everything.
That ruins everything. But
yes,
we don't mean to get distracted. But yeah, we want to. What else are we?
Anything else that we want to change?
Anything else are we gonna do differently?
I mean,
better parties.
Better
parties? Not necessarily better, but we have
more options.
We have more options because we recently had our 21st birthday. Mine was in January, hers was in October, and we finally can go out and actually do things differently. I mean, it's not going to be necessarily all of a sudden now that I'm 21, I have better opportunities. It's just different situations, and I'm not necessarily limited to this environment anymore.
Exactly. So that's going to be fun. But I think like a lot of the times we end up like working a lot more, and it's not because it's like we're workaholics. It's just more like, you know, when you're doing something that you love, it's not work anymore. I mean, it's such a cliche thing to say, but honestly, I'm speaking for myself, but when I'm in the studio and when I'm painting, it is not work. No. It is like I really enjoy it. It's just like it's so calming, and it's like my haven.
Yeah, exactly. And to get to that point in your life where this will be your career, like literally you will be like in pure bliss. Like exactly. I just can't wait for the moment when somebody comes up to me and wants me to put a show together, and there are people that are buying my work, and literally all I have to do is just go to the studio and paint like I've been doing.
Exactly.
And that's the difference between a career and a job that pays the bills. I mean, you got to work one to get to the other, but still, I don't want to settle for less.
No, I mean, I'm going to do something that I love, not just because of the paycheck. I mean, I need money to survive, but I'm not going to do something that's not...
Exactly.
That I don't want to wake up every morning to.
And that's what our youth is for. Like, you are going to be in situations where you have to work twice as hard. You have to work twice as hard now so you can be on cruise control later. Exactly. Because it's really no fun being in your late 30s, 40s, 50s backtracking. That's never any fun, especially if you know you could have dodged a bullet and deferred that situation.
Oh yeah, and another thing, I think I think I can speak for both of us, not getting distracted by boys.
Oh my god, no.
I will be damned if I let a boy get in the way of my...
Girl, I will be damned. I will have to be like, Esther, what are you doing, girl?
I'll be damned. I really would be damned if I let a guy get in the way of like what I'm actually here to do. Like,
there's some people that can balance both and still keep a relationship going and really do what they have to do to finish the job that's at hand. But some people, I know, I'm just speaking from past experiences. My output has been better since I have fewer distractions of that nature in my life. Like, I still work, but now that I'm knowing how much I did this past semester, I put out so much work, and I had more self-reflection on myself, and I had more me time, and I had more time to do what I came here to do. And at the end of the day, we're not paying all this money to find a boo. We're not here. This is not, I'm not here for that.
This is not Bachelor, honey.
No.
This is not the Bachelor.
This is get your career on point and on the right track.
Exactly.
Oh goodness. And it feels good to be in a place where you know what you want, and you know where you stand, and you kind of know where your morals are.
Exactly.
You're not really questioning, and you're not really in a place where you're indecisive, because a lot of people tend to prey on that indecisiveness. Mm-hmm. And it feels really good, like especially when it comes to like dating guys or whatever. I mean, not saying we don't see anybody, not saying we're like spinsters or something like that, but like it's just to know where you want the direction to go, because when you're in control of it, it feels nice. It feels nice to realize you're not like, oh, does he want something from me? Does he want me to sleep with this person or whatever? And like, if you're unsure, then you might go and be swayed by whatever he asks you to do. But if you know full well where you stand, then you will be in a better place.
Exactly. And there's no shame about like people who are dating and are in college. No. I think like that's perfectly fine. But the thing is like not getting so caught up into it. Not putting my relationship as first priority. That's the thing. A lot of guys, I've been in relationships where guys have asked me, what's your first priority? And I'm just like, my work. Yeah. And then my family, friends, and then you. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. If you ask me at this day and age if I was dating and what my priorities are, it's my career. You just came into my life a few months ago.
Yesterday.
My career. Yesterday, girl. You called me at like 1 a.m. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just not rational for me to be like, yes, you are my number one priority. All I do wake up is thinking about you. I mean,
That's all fine and dandy.
That's all fine and dandy, but
I never really understood that though. Like, why all of a sudden, like, certain guys get so pressed to, I guess, have reign over somebody's life that they just met. Mm-hmm. I mean, are they trying to fulfill something? Like, what do you think that is? Like,
my thing is, like, I don't want to be with a guy that even asks me a question like that. You know what I mean? That has the audacity to ask me, what my priority is. Because for me, I almost feel like that is a given. Mm-hmm. Especially at this day and age, as a 21-year-old who's in college, to ask me what my priorities are. Isn't that obvious? Isn't it obvious that college and what my major is my priority? I'm not trying to be broke, because boys come and go out of my life, but like, if I just leave and just stop being a painter and just kind of move in with my boyfriend, and my boyfriend's just working and I'm just like at the stay-home girlfriend that's just waiting for my boyfriend to come home, that's not a fulfillment. Like, I want to be at my deathbed thinking, yes, like, I worked my ass off and I'm okay with dying now. You know what I mean? And that sounds so like depressing, but like, I want to be able to reflect onto my life saying I worked my ass off. Exactly. No man had to pay for me to get to where I am, you know?
Exactly.
I mean, that's just me. I'm not saying that that's how everyone feels, but for my personal reasons, like, I want to be independent. I don't want to be codependent on somebody.
Exactly.
For financial.
And like, there are situations where you end up being even like stuff like relying on people for like certain things. You feel like sort of like powerless, that you have to let somebody take control. It could be like small things, like because of, I don't know, your height, you can't reach for the can of beans at the top of the shelf. Like, you hate asking for somebody. Like, you rather be the one that gets the stepping stone and be like, I can get it myself or whatever. Like, I don't like asking people for things. I don't like being at somebody else's expense. I don't like having to, like, if this person doesn't follow through, then I get screwed. There are like several situations that I like, not necessarily relationship wise, but like situations that I ended up relying on people, and you have to confide to their schedule. You have to ask, and you have to make sure that you have to keep asking them and being like, oh, I'm not bothering you, am I? Or whatever. I'm like, I just want to be like, screw that. Like, if I I need something done, I want it done how I want it promptly. I shouldn't have to go out of my way and bother people that I don't really want to bother.
Exactly. My professor, for my color abstractions class, Timothy Abb, he said it best. If you want something done right, you do it yourself.
I do it my way.
Exactly. And that's really
unless you
so
truly
true.
don't know.
Unless you truly don't know and you need to learn from somebody. But if you want something done right, you gotta do it yourself.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. You just can't trust people most of the time.
Okay. And so anything else we're trying to do differently this semester?
I don't know. I mean, other than like pumping out more paintings.
That's a given.
That's a given. You know, stay in my lane.
We're definitely going to have our work shot by this semester. Definitely, for sure. At least my work's going to be shot by this semester. Because I got a new camera. That's why the video's all been looking a little bit more crisp than usual. Finally put some. It was my birthday present. So, yes, invest in your future. I was actually going to get some roller skates. But I decided to, I'm like, I don't skate that much. But when I do, I enjoy it. But I think a camera will be better for my future.
True.
Absolutely.
I can't really think of anything else.
Yay. So
I think that's about it. Keep it simple.
Yeah. Well, we will see you guys later. And if you're in the Baltimore area, hope you guys drive safely. Oh my God, can I talk about this? You crazy drivers, what is it with you guys when it is snowing and there's ice on the road? You feel the need to speed like there is nothing causing lubrication on your wheels to the road. I was going to get my teeth done, my biannual cleaning, and this dude did a 360 in the middle of the road because he thought I can just shoot on out on the road and be nothing. He was doing a merry-go-round. So drive safely. We don't need any accidents on the road. Shovel your driveways. Help somebody out. And you unreliable people that say you're gonna plow somebody out and then you guys never show up and then I have to go and do it. I mean, I have some extra cash in my pocket, but still, like if you say you're gonna help somebody out, do it.
Please do it.
And drive safely and enjoy the winter apocalypse.
And if you don't have school either, then hey, drinking time.
Oh my God, drinking time. Time to stay cuddly. But ciao, see you guys later.
Bye.